G'day folks, it's Cortezerino, and I'm having a garage sale. Well, not quite. You see, the other day I built a teeny tiny little castle, and one of the hardest things in building the castle, in designing it, was figuring out the interiors, because I furnished the entire thing. So there'll be a world download in the video description if you want to grab the world that the castle's in and have a walk around. But if you're just interested in the furniture and the interior design, then what I've done is created this world right here, and there'll also be a world download for that. And I've filled it up with almost all of the furniture that I put in the castle, so you don't have to get lost in that labyrinth. You can just come here to get some ideas. And of course, when I was building my castle, I did look at some other videos of other people and the furniture they did, so if you see some similar sort of designs here, that'd be why. But I didn't copy anything block for block, so these should all be reasonably original, except for, of course, the super basic bits. But let's just jump straight into it. So I mentioned super duper basic. Of course, these are very, very easy chairs to do. You already know how to do these, but I put them in the castle, so I thought I would include them here. This one I came up with myself, and I absolutely love this little cushioned stool. So it's all dark oak. We've got a fence gate in the middle with a bit of carpet on top. And I was using this in the church and in the royal bedrooms. I absolutely love that little thing. And here are a couple of little lounges just made out of beds with some signs on the ends. Over here we've got a few tables. I'm not doing tutorials for any of these because you can just have a quick look at them and see how to do them. But if you're looking for a tiny little table to fit in a spot, there are some ideas for you. And here are a few others, and these all have the spruce trapdoors on the ends. I think they look pretty cool, so just a few more variations on some tables. I love this one. This is kind of like a kitchen workbench. So we've just got barrels lying on their sides, trapdoors there, and then I like hanging some lights down so you can see what you're doing when you're chopping up all your vegetables. And over here, we're doing all tables at the moment. Just more tables here, a few dark oak ones, a few variations here. And I love this one here. I used this in sort of like a workshop. So you've got your workbench here and then all your drawers up the top for getting stuff out of. Okay, so that was chairs and tables. Now we're going to move on to chairs and tables, but these are chairs and tables together. So these are a bunch of little ones that I used in the castle. I like this one. It's nice and simple, really cool. A few little tiny ones that are good for bedrooms. This one's like a little study workbench, once again using my trick with the fence gates and the carpet on the top. I really like this one. I've got two here that sort of go together. They're exactly the same size, but this one on the right is for more of a fancy sort of room, and then this one's for more of a rough and tumble sort of room, maybe guards' quarters or something like that. So we've got a barrel in the middle with the trapdoors around the sides, and I thought this was a good opportunity to show you some of the chandeliers I put in. So everyone knows this kind of chandelier, but what I like to do is to have some iron bars just floating in the air beside it with some end rods on that. And especially, I've got these in the church, especially in the church when they're really high up. They look super cool. This one is a little bit fancier. So we've got two armor stands there, both wearing iron boots, and they're just sitting on top of that iron bar. And you can see I'm missing the slab up the top here, but what you'd do is you'd put another slab above this and push it down with a piston so that's flush in the roof. I'll grab the stuff and I'll do it now. So we go something like this, push that down, and that's what it looks like. And moving on from those two tables, we have another two over here that sort of go together. These are guard tables where a guard has to sit all day long and just guard the door or something, so they are pretty cool. Got both of them in my castle. These two go together as well. I used these in my tailor's workshop, so we've got a big loom set up here, and then another table for working away, doing whatever on clothing. And over here we've got some wine barrels. I used lots of these in the castle. Mostly I would have them sitting on some of the tables that I showed you before, but I've also got a few freestanding like this on the scaffolding. And then others are a really good opportunity to hide some lighting, so that light will shine out through the trapdoors. And then last of all, we've got a little study workbench here, and this one's really cool. I've got a lectern there with a book on it, so it looks like an open book on the table. I really like that one. Man, we are really rushing through these, so if you want to build any, just pause the video when I'm showing it to you, and it's pretty easy to copy, but yes, of course you can get the world download. So now we move on to dining room tables, and I've got lots and lots of these in the castle, and I tried to do them all a little bit differently. So this one uses trapdoors, this one's got slabs in the middle, and we've got some lighting up here. So if you've got a too wide table and you don't know how to light it up, you can just stagger the lighting like that. I think that looks pretty cool with hoppers up the top. Over here we've got a 3 wide, and this is another little lighting solution I came up with. I like having the barrels in the half slab ceiling. I think that looks cool. So that's just another variation on the table. This one's pretty cool. We've got a little candelabra here, and you can also hide extra lighting under those trapdoors if you want. And that's just a cyan block of terracotta right there. More tables. This one's just upside down stairs all wrapped around together. This one here is more like a king's hall. So we've got that big throne up the back here. So I've just done that with 4 spruce stairs and some stripped dark oak. And then we've just got trapdoors sitting on the fences. And once again, I've staggered the lighting back and forth like that because it's a 2 wide table. So it looks really good if you have a fireplace right up the end of the table. That's what I've got in my castle. And then just a few beds that I've used. This one's pretty basic. We've got some stairs and slabs there with trapdoors over the top. Signs on the ends of the beds. This one I like because we've got trapdoors wrapped all around the bed. But here I've got the trapdoors sitting back a little bit with the carpet on top. And that way we can put a chest in the front here and still have that pattern of the trapdoors there. So that's a good bed. And we're just using snow for pillows, so you have to be a little bit careful about how close you get any lights, or that snow will melt. Got a big 4-poster bed here, so these red wool blocks are like little curtains hanging down. I think this one I did see something very similar in another video, and I thought that's cool, but I would have changed it a little bit. And then we've got a tiny little bunk bed there. I fitted that into one room. That's pretty cool. Signs on the front, little stairs up the back. And then just to finish it off, a random bit of furniture. We've just got a little wardrobe here. These also look good without the item frames at the front. You can just have the barrels showing. So that is the freestanding furniture all done. But you'll see around the outside, I've got furniture that I've built into walls. So let's go have a look at these. And I think the first 5 or 6 of these are all from the castle kitchen. Castles need really big kitchens and sculleries to make all the food for all the peoples. So this is a really nice one. I've just got a little table, recipe books on the ends, and then some storage right up the top. So let's move on quickly. This one is just another little cupboard sort of scenario. We've got some herbs growing up there in plant pots. And then just some cupboards. Really basic, but great for decorating the wall. Same thing here. We've just got some barrels down the bottom for storing goodies. And then barrels up the top for storing extra goodies. Over here we've got a washing up sort of area. And this looks cool with the trapdoors all flipped around like this. So that's really good. You can wash up all your dishes and stack them on the shelves when you're done. And moving on to the back wall, we've got just another little storage area, a bunch of shelves. This one I definitely did steal. I saw this one on Hermitcraft. Can't remember, don't know who built it. But yeah, I was watching a video and they walked by it and I thought that's really cool. So I've thrown that in. Over here's another washing up area, but this is for washing your hands. So we've got a little towel there and some cauldrons full of water. It's also a good way to hide some lights behind the trapdoors there. And then I've just thrown a few decorations into the wall there. So The stripped spruce goes really well with the regular spruce, and then that pattern right there is just a bottom of a barrel. So that looks really good in the spruce walls as well. Okay, we are leaving the kitchen and moving into library, study sort of areas. So this is pretty basic. We've just got a little table here with some bookshelves up the top. The next one, another sort of library scenario here. You all know the trick of using the back of the loom to look like empty bookshelves, but I also really like to put in the stripped dark oak just in a few spots like that. For some reason, I just think that looks super awesome. Not sure exactly what it's supposed to be, but you wouldn't have a lantern hanging down in front of your books. That'd wreck your books, so it does come in handy. This is a really nice one. I love this. So this is a mega library. We've got our book on the lectern and our big ladder so we can get right up the top to reach the books. And I know there are ladders in Minecraft, but I tried that, putting a normal ladder there, and it looked horrible. The one with the fence posts looks way, way better. So I love that one. That's awesome. Over here, we've just got a little alcove with a table. It doesn't look like anything special, but when you're building a castle, having these little arches all around the wall really makes the place look awesome. Another little super simple bit just for decorating the wall. A little table here with some bookshelves up the back. And rather than just throw paintings down on the wall, that gets a bit boring. You can put your big frames around your paintings. I think this is another one that I saw somewhere else and I used it in my castle, so I can't take credit for that. But you can also put banners in there and they look super good. And probably the bit of furniture I used, the absolute most, just for decorating certain areas, stacking barrels, chests, and armor stands in little places really fills up the area. And then moving on to our final wall. You know, this is going to be a very short video, but hopefully this will come in handy. Over here, we've got a mega banner. So these banners are very, very small. What if you want a big one? So what I like to do is, see here I've got red wool and then banners hanging down in front, and from a distance it does look like just one great big banner. So that way you can do a nice little pattern on your wall, and you can do it on both sides. I've got that in a dining room and library. It looks super awesome. So also another, I don't have this exact setup in my castle, but I've used all of these features in certain areas, so I thought I'd throw them all together. Castles need a lot of linen cupboards and areas for washing clothes. So you see here we've got some clothes drying. I've just got some fence posts, trapdoors up the top and banners hanging down. And then shelves and tables with linen stacked up and then somewhere to wash it all. This little device is super cool. So we've just got a sign sitting on top of a cauldron and then I've dropped an armor stand in there. Another thing I use lots and lots in my castle. I have so many fireplaces. So I've just built one here. I've got this somewhere or other in the castle, I think. But most of them look something like that. And over here, we're just going to finish with two more little decorations. I said earlier that having these little arches in the walls adds nice details. So this is another way of doing it. We've got trapdoors on the sides there and a bit of wood paneling. Nice little painting up there. And then finally, just another easy bit of table and storage. I think I've got that in a bedroom. So that's it, guys. We did get through that very, very quickly. So remember, there'll be 2 world downloads in the video description. There will be this one and the one with the castle in it if you want to have a walk around. So leave a like if this video helped you out, guys. Cheers, I'm Cortezerino. I'll see you later.